You think you're in control, but you're not. Right now, your mind is at war, and 99% of people will lose without even realizing it. Not because they're weak, but because they underestimate how powerful their own thoughts are. Every day, your brain is feeding you lies. You're not enough. You'll never make it. You're wasting your time. These thoughts don't come from logic. They come from fear. Fear disguises itself as reason, and before you know it, you start living like a prisoner inside your own head. The real enemy isn't the world outside. It's the voice that keeps you trapped inside your comfort zone. But here's the truth, the 1% know. You can train your mind the same way you train your body. You can unlearn the patterns that keep you stuck, and you can reprogram yourself for clarity, discipline, and control. The first step is awareness. Most people react automatically. They feel anxious, angry, insecure, and they think that emotion defines them. But emotions are just signals, not commands. You feel something, you name it, and then you decide how to respond. That's power. You are not your thoughts. You are the one observing them. The moment you understand that, you begin to regain control. You start realizing how much time you've wasted fighting imaginary battles created by your own overthinking. The mind loves to exaggerate pain and predict disaster. It's a survival mechanism. But in today's world, it works against you. The 1% train themselves to pause before reacting. They replace emotional impulse with conscious response. When something triggers them, they don't explode. They analyze. They ask, is this real, or is this my mind trying to protect me from growth? That single question changes everything, because every time you react emotionally, you give your power away. But when you choose to stay calm, you become dangerous, because calm people are unpredictable, and control equals strength. The second step is to stop feeding the enemy. You cannot win a mental war if you're constantly consuming negativity. Every time you scroll through toxic content, every time you compare your life to someone else's, every time you chase instant dopamine, you're making your enemy stronger. Your mind becomes what you feed it. So start feeding it differently. Listen to content that challenges you, not comforts you. Read things that expand your perspective. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your strength, not your weaknesses. You'll notice something strange. The more disciplined your inputs become, the quieter your internal chaos gets. Because when you stop letting the world program you, you start writing your own code. The third step is using pain as a weapon, not a wound. The 99% run from discomfort. They label it as failure, rejection, or humiliation. But the 1% use pain like a gym for the soul. Every time life hits them, they ask, what is this teaching me? Pain is feedback. It shows you where you still need to grow. The people who succeed don't have easier lives. They have stronger minds. They've learned to use suffering as strategy. You grow when you're uncomfortable. You evolve when you're tired, uncertain, and scared, but still moving. That's the difference between ordinary and unstoppable. The fourth step, silence. Most people never spend 10 minutes alone without distraction because they're terrified of meeting their real self. But solitude is where transformation begins. When you sit with your thoughts long enough, the noise fades and truth surfaces. You start understanding what's real, what's programming, and what's fear. That's where clarity lives. The 1% meditate, journal, walk alone, not because it's trendy, but because silence sharpens the mind like a blade. You start to see through manipulation, media, trends, people who play psychological games to control your attention. That's dark psychology in action. The system wants you distracted, emotional, reactive, because a distracted mind is easy to control. But when you become self-aware, you break that chain. You stop being a puppet and you start becoming the player. That's the ultimate rebellion, mastering your mind in a world designed to control it. Now pause for a second. If this message is hitting you hard, it's not random. It's your mind asking you to wake up. Don't just listen, act. Hit like if you're ready to take back control, comment, I choose to fight, and subscribe if you're done being part of the 99%. Because what you do right now determines which side you'll end up on. The truth is, the war inside your mind never really ends. You just get better at fighting it. Discipline silences doubt. Purpose kills fear. Every time you resist an impulse, every time you choose focus over distraction, every time you say no to weakness, you win a battle. And those small wins build momentum until your old self can't recognize you anymore. You'll notice your reactions changing. You'll stop chasing validation. You'll stop begging for peace from people who thrive on your chaos. Because once you control your internal world, the external one loses its grip on you. You become calm, dangerous, grounded. People will wonder how you do it, how you stay unshaken while everyone else is falling apart. And the answer will be simple. You finally won the war. Most people never even knew they were fighting. So remember this, your mind is not your enemy, it's your weapon. But if you don't learn how to use it, it'll turn on you. The 1% don't have superpowers. They have self-awareness, discipline, and control. They don't wait for motivation, they build systems. They don't chase peace, they create it. And you can do the same. Stop overthinking your potential away. Stop doubting what you're capable of. Start mastering the one thing that controls everything else, your mind. Because once you win that war, no one and nothing can ever defeat you again.